Hello to my tens and tens of fans. Just want to give you fair warning on this one. I've sat on this footage for a little over a year because it was so bad. But recent events, I've seen SB Vegas Adventures and others have been in this area. It re-piqued my interest, and so I thought I would try to throw this together in some sort of usable format and put it out there. Fair warning, I had a GoPro 6 at the time. I did not know how to use the time-lapse settings, which in my limited understanding I thought they would allow me to save battery while still showing a lot of footage. Turns out it just kind of makes you seasick and looks like poor cinematography. So hopefully, with all those warnings, if you still want to check out this video, then go for it.
Part of Vegas. It's actually a lone mountain right in front of us. And going about a mile this way to a canyon entrance, and then we'll see if it's a cool canyon or not.
The idea for the day was to go up a canyon that I had seen on Google Earth. Just go to the north side of Jomay Peak and then down Jomay Valley, or canyon, into back to the car. Wildly overestimated my ability or underestimated the terrain in this area, as you've seen on some other videos from other hikers. It's real. It's very steep, it's very rugged, and what was going to be a loop ended up being an out and back.
Sharp. It's like the Stairmaster, except in nature. And slippery. I believe my climbing friends call that scree. I'm not sure. It's on level 10. Up to another saddleback. Oh man. Pretty, but down again. Steep, but I don't see any drops vertical. Here we go. I keep going over these humpbacks. I should have just walked down into the desert. Would have added probably 3/4 to a mile to a mile, but that wouldn't have been as exciting. All right, after 2 hours and almost 2 miles of going over terrain like that, I'm that far away from the car, but I'm at the entrance of the canyon I wanted to check out. On Google Earth, it looks like one could pick their way through here up to, I don't remember the name of it, Joe May Pass or Dead Horse Pass. I'm just not sure, given it looks this rugged right at the beginning. But we'll check it out. All right, I've been beaten back pretty quickly here. Might try a different way in. Made it up to right up there, and I'm just not a climber. It becomes vertical for about 10 feet. I already went up about, in total, probably 30 feet in a very short horizontal space. This is the disadvantage and advantage of this kind of hiking. You can see when it rains, there's a waterfall right there. So everything in here is smooth and not very stepstony. I don't know how to spin this into a way to die other than just falling off of something. So here at the bottom of my little, probably 30 feet that I made it up, it's kind of a cool boulder that is blocking the entrance to the canyon. I've seen a lot of quartz around here. And on other videos, I'm told that quartz and gold go together, which they used to do a lot of mining here, so makes sense. Also seen a lot of very dark or black rock with very defined white lines. And in other videos, people have said, oh, that's man-made, it's aliens. I don't know, I don't think so, but there is a lot of it. I don't know if the GoPro is catching it or not. Maybe that's those little quartz veins in the other rock. All right, gonna try to find a way around.
This is the first of those time-lapse sections I warned you about. My thought was I would save battery, but still sort of record the hike. Really, it just makes it kind of hard to see. But what was going on here is I had gotten beaten back by the cliff wall, so I came back over, around, and actually did find a path up the hill. That's what all this is hiking / scrambling up that hill. At that time I was using the chest mount, and so therefore if you're on a steep terrain, all you pretty much see is rocks. This is the area where Kenny Beach was believed to have disappeared. So I was keeping an eye out for M Cave or any sort of caves that might be the M Cave that he was looking for. I did find a cave about 3/4 of the way up this slope, and that's what this iPhone video is.
If I was a mountain lion, this is where I would be. It's definitely some sort of varmint. Nice cozy nest. Oh, probably rats. More likely. There's an opening up through there. Other personalities might dig that stuff out and try to crawl through, but not me. how far and how far up later. The place where I got stuck is down there. I don't want to climb down to the cliff edge to prove it, but it is. Really trying to get to this. There's like a mountain pass on the other side of this ridge, but I just don't know. You could get right up close to it and then have a cliff in your way. Very pretty. I'm going to keep exploring a little bit more. Then at some point I'm just going to turn around because I know I can get back safely the way I came. I wanted to make it a loop and come back down by the Joe May Guzzler, but we don't always get what we want. Sorry, I'm using the chest mount again, so you're probably just seeing pictures of rocks as I'm going up. I'll try to make sure I have good views when I'm going down, and it's more scenic. All right, man, there's a massive cliff over here. I don't think I could have made it up through that canyon anyway, even if I would have made it past the first little 30-foot drop, because it is a long way down there and it doesn't appear to be winding up the mountain. Some rugged terrain. Everybody's looking for the M cave, and I can see, I don't know how well the video can see, but there's possible caves right over there and straight in front of me. One in front of me even has a little possible M, but I don't know if you can tell. It's almost vertical to get up to it, and between me there and here there's a very deep gorge that I was trying to walk up earlier, likely 150, 200 feet once you get over this little lip here. So you can see it, but you can't get there. There's also an arch right up there. Very pretty. And other possible caves or crevices over there on the other side of the gorge. But what's neat, as I was looking around, there's a possible cave right up behind me. So I'm going to climb up there and check it out. This hobby is helping me overcome my fear of heights. Ironic, I know. So I was just down there. Don't know how much the field of view is capturing it, but probably 30, 40 feet to that little ledge where I was walking around. Now high enough I can see over this little ridge over there. Oh, sorry. Over that little ridge out towards Indian Springs. That may even be Indian Springs way off in the distance, but I don't know if we're close enough. I think that's the prison over there, so for all you internet sleuths. These possible cave over here. Another kind of cool overhang. Stuck my head under here. It is way up. Probably just where rainwater and stuff comes down. Again, distances are hard. At least 30 or 40 feet up. So someday, either all this is going to slide out, or this on top of me is going to slide. Let's not be here on that day.
This is the next section of time lapse. I kept easing back towards the canyon that I had initially wanted to be in, and eventually did see that the canyon had come up while I had gone up, and basically it wasn't that far down to the floor of the canyon at this point. There was a very steep section right at the end that was pretty challenging, and you'll hear about that in a second, but that's what was going on here. So I am walking, basically get to a saddle, and then go over and then down the saddle into the canyon.
I had made it to my turnaround point where I was gonna just turn around and go back, and I saw that the canyon I wanted to be in had actually come down or come up a lot relative to where I was. I've kind of committed myself now because I really don't want to climb back up that. Got a little nervous coming down. So I am hoping beyond hope that my original route through is passable, and then I can just walk down the valley. Also, that's kind of, you're constantly doing that in this type of hiking, is making those decisions. Sometimes you make good ones, sometimes not quite as good.
As I tried to pull these videos together into a coherent story, I realized that I'm really testing the patience of anyone who actually is still with me at this point. So I'm going to cut a lot of this out. Basically, I walked up the canyon. I got to another cliff wall that was about close to 100 feet high, and I really was not very far from the Joe May Peak, but I just couldn't get there that day. Realized I was going to have to race the sun to get back, and then that's where this picks up.
Doing yet another thing you're not supposed to do. The place that was sketchy that I came down is right over there. I was really concerned when I came down that I wouldn't be able to go back up. This here is less steep, appearing easier to climb, and the map shows that there's a ridge that I can go down and meet back up with my old trail that does not appear too steep on the map. So I am going to try it. This may be, I've already got, I think, 2 ways to die in the desert that I'm going to use for this video, and this may be number 3. So we'll get to number 1 or 101 quicker than I thought. But yeah, so going off the known path onto an unknown path with about an hour and a half of daylight left. We'll see how it works out.
At this point, I just wanted to make it back to the car, but I did not want to climb that near vertical wall that I had come down earlier. Unwisely, decided to go, sort of off trail. But on the bright side, I did get to see another cave. You may see it fly by. Nothing exciting in it, but it was a neat overhang cave. Made it to the plateau and could not find a way down back to the car. So ended up having to turn around anyway and go back again and then climb up that vertical, even more tired and later in the day, now with even more pressure with the daylight running out. So to wrap this up, you can see on this layout my as hiked route on the bottom of the page where I first got turned back. Then I went around and up, made it back down into the canyon, made it all the way up to the upper left of the page, got turned around again, tried the shortcut on the way back, ran into a bunch of cliffs, and then had to come back exactly the way I made it in. I did make it down all the steepest sections before it got dark. I ran out of GoPro battery, so that's why there's nothing there. Ended up walking about an hour and a half in the dark. Did have lights, so no danger, but it is not that much fun. The cinematography is not that great, but I learned a lot of lessons on this hike, and hopefully I was able to throw it together into a coherent story. And I will see you next time.